How long gone? Back at it, baby. It's a beautiful evening here in Milan. The sun is, the sun's still up. The weather's been amazing. Traveling to Europe from Los Angeles is more fucked up than I remember, and I'm starting to think I maybe never have done it before, or maybe I've only done it once.
Shit ain't sweet, is it, brother?
It's
Feels
awful.
like I'm fucking flying to the Serengeti.
That's awful.
Time-wise.
It's awful, bro. I hit Frankfurt, had a couple hours in Frankfurt. Then I got to. It was a long day, but I arrived in Milan just in time to hit the Range Rover dinner. So everything is right with the world. But luckily, I was. This reminds me because I saw that friend of the show, Law Roach, is sort of he's in a little bit of a dispute with Delta because he's a 360. He's part of the Illuminati. He's a 360 member.
And also, I'm so glad that of all the guests, we got for the Law Roach discourse to happen.
But so he's a million miler. He's 360.
Despite being so dusty.
He claims that he got on a Delta One. He paid for a Delta One seat that wasn't fully reclined. Is what I understand. Not a lay flat. That. I think that could be, and no shade to Law Roach, but I think that could be user error on his part.
You're not guaranteed lay flat on a domestic flight, honey.
Well, Delta One is always a lay flat, and I think he thought first class was Delta. You know what I'm saying? I think he might have gotten confused because he's so used to lying flat, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he didn't pay for a Delta One seat. He paid for the best seat.
Yeah, he paid for the best seat. So, Law, I hope you get it figured out. Delta, obviously, we side with you. You know that. I don't care how good Zendaya looks. I'm going to side with Delta every time. I don't care. I don't care one bit.
Yeah, so what do you... I mean, obviously... This is sort of the petty type of thing that one should be too embarrassed to put out into public. Like, this is something that you would contact the Diamond Platinum 360 million miler phone number where, you call, like they answer the phone before it even starts ringing, and then you can, deal with it versus, on the public square where everyone can reply saying, my thoughts and prayers to you and your family during this difficult time, Mr. Roach, just flaming him up. But also, let's say you and, Kristen Bell and Dax are stranded in Haiti. They really shouldn't have done that vacation during the same week that the government was going to be overthrown by Trump. And they're trying to get on the last chopper out. At that point, then maybe we're doing at Delta. But are we hitting the DMs first? What point does Chris Black get to
I
where
would
you're
never
doing a public? Okay,
doing the public airline thing.
They could have your parents held at gunpoint,
bro. I don't.
and
Yeah,
you're like,
take them.
I got a
Sorry.
reputation, sweetie.
I ain't going. No, I got followers, bro. I can't. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Dad. I love y'all. I really do.
We get it, Chris. You have a whole thing.
I don't understand how a guy that is this rich. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, you're already as high as you can get on the Delta run. There's nothing they can do to make it up to you. That's my issue.
They're like, oh, you're 2 million now. You get a new pin.
It doesn't. It is. There's no benefit for him doing this except like to get it off his chest, because I've been here. I know what he's feeling. We've all been here in this moment of where you hit the wall.
Feel like you have no recourse, and this is when you do things like this.
Yeah, but Law, sorry, take it back to the drawing board, big dog. This ain't. This is go back to being a guest star on the on commercial.
Law, you're either in or you're out.
Right before we got on, looks like breaking news. It looks like Zoe Kravitz has got a fucking damn boulder on that finger, Jason, according to, and that she's walking around London holding hands with none other than Harold Stylish. And do you think the big Harry locked it down? Do you think he said, it's time?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
What do you think this is then? Is she playing with the paparazzi like that?
Like I was saying in our conversation, in our digital convo earlier, the image that was shared is too low resolution to tell what's going on.
There's many other images, to be fair. There are other images.
I will I'm not able to. I'm trying to use my Gemini AI to enhance, but it's not working for me.
You put on your loop like a jeweler at looking at your screen.
I've got my Ray-Ban Meta loop on.
No, hold on. That don't look VVS to me. I don't know.
Well, you got all the paperwork for this one, right?
Your shit look a little foggy. You know what I'm saying?
Harry, you keep the receipt on this one, or what's the?
No, I think that.
So all this to say, if this ring is as large as it appears to be, it looks like it could be maybe the world's largest diamond ever given to somebody, to a beautiful, stunning actress who weighs 87 pounds on a fat day.
Well, you said
She should be dragging that arm on the floor.
all of a sudden that those Pilates biceps work. All of a sudden she can hold up a little more than a cigarette.
This is what this training has been all about.
I think
Ring.
they are engaged, and I do think that size of rock does. I know you said that might be out of character, and I said that is not out of character for any woman. There is no woman, if there are, they're liars that would say that they don't want it.
That's just like saying, there's no such thing as a dick that's too big. Dick, you hit the wall at some point with the diamond, where it's like,
no, it's very different.
It is embarrassing to be wearing a diamond ring that big.
Not when you're famous, bro. It's different. I'm telling you, it's different, and I'm happy for the couple.
And also, price wise, aren't you afraid? If that ring is as big as it looks to be, then it's what? $13 million or something. Like, you just walked.
No, it's not that big. That ring, it's big, but it's not as big. You're exaggerating, and I understand that's what we do here on How Long Gone.
I'm only basing it off of the photo where the rock is as large as, it's as wide as her finger. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but like you said, her fingers are the size of a child, so that's not really saying much. I'm just saying, okay. I'm happy for the couple. I'm happy for the jeweler who's on the receiving end of Harry's black card. I think everybody wins here. Congratulations to them, and I can't wait to see which songs Dev Hines does on the cello at the ceremony. That's gonna be beautiful.
What Sade song?
I hope he does the Smiths. I love when he does the Smiths. I wanted to talk to you about Big Clav has a buddy who's also in the softmaxxing canon, and there's this video of him crying, and he says, "I take the tears and put it in my hair. It's like sea salt spray. It makes my hair softer."
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying that he cries and then puts the tears in his hair to make it softer. Mm-hmm. And I think that might be more insane than hitting yourself in the jaw with a hammer. Honestly, deep, I think this is even more crazy than that.
There's no way that can be a real thing. Does it just seem like a fun little gag that someone's doing for the geese clip farmers?
No, because these guys aren't funny. They don't know what a gag is. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know.
I mean, it's not a gag, but it's more of just like, what if they just like come up with stuff, just any old random stuff. But that would mean that he would have to be able to make himself cry. Which I guess if you're that sort of psychopathic, you might actually be able to do.
You could.
But the amount of product generated for the amount of beautiful hair he has.
Beautiful head of hair.
It seems like he's going to have to harvest his tears for, a number of hours per day just to get enough product.
I'm sure he supplements it with Bumble and Bumble. But for now, when he's in a pinch, he's in an interview and he's talking about his parents or whatever, he's like, if I'm going to get emotional.
Well, I'm cutting it with the Salt and Stone leave-in scalp elixir.
It's fine, actually. No, I thought that was I do think that you're right. The payoff is small, but it's all natural. That, it's like the way they inject they take blood from your face and inject it back in your face. You know what I mean? For a facial.
Yeah, and his tears, they're so powerful that you only need, it's like saffron or truffle oil. Just a drop is all we need.
Normally people would cut that, actually, with regular water. But because it's coming straight from the ducks, he's got to keep it. He's got that raw.
Yeah, I was just talking, we had dinner with Carolyn's parents yesterday, and they said their granddaughter, Carolyn's niece, like kids nowadays, they're using coconut oil for like the diaper rash and the whole body. And now the whole family's rubbing coconut oil in the face. Even her dad's doing it. And he's like, yeah, like, a little sunspot here is kind of fading away.
Bro, we got to stop.
I'm doing beef tallow. They're doing coconut oil. What's the next fat on the face that's going to be trending? Goose?
I'm not well versed enough in fat, honestly. Like fat. I know there's a lot of different types out there, but I can't prescribe that to our listeners.
Is olive oil and butter, those are the only fats you keep in your home, Chris?
Well, that's what those are what I bathe in.
What about ghee? Do you guys enter the ghee space?
I've never entered the ghee space.
In or out of the bedroom?
I've never entered the ghee space, but it is a classic vegan thing. It feels like it should have come across speaking of food, there's two things I wanted to bring to your attention before we talk to our guest. There's a Vox story about why millennials are feral for chicken Caesar wraps, which I think is something that I haven't had a chance to dig into yet, but I want some fucking answers. And also, I sent you guys this earlier, but did you see the translucent wings? When do you
Yes.
think American Deli? When do you think American Deli is going to offer the translucent?
It's a good question. I mean, it harkens back to the days of Crystal Pepsi. Obviously, a little bit easier to make that than a full chicken wing. Crystal clear. It's a fun experiment. You know, if I was like still 10 years old, that's the type of the field of science that I would be sort of
Do
exploring.
you think that the translucent wings are promo for Iceman? That's my because it does look like ice.
There's a through line, yeah.
It does. I think there's something there.
I think Drake, OVO team should contact this, hit up MIT or where, MIG. I think he was a Chinese scientist, and be like, how much for the 12-piece Crody, whatever it is.
Yo, I'm standing on this block of ice downtown. Can you bring me a 12-piece, just flats? I just want to try it while I'm out here. All right, we got a guest today. She's already here too. She's ready. Hold on, we're gonna give you an intro. Recho Omondi is joining us, the host of the Cutting Room Floor, fellow podcaster, and just all around shit talker in a real in the How Long Gone spirit.
Mm-hmm. We're finally going to give her a platform where she's able to speak her mind and use honesty.
Now she can speak freely because she's been really holding back for the last couple years on her because she's on Patreon, so it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she hasn't spoken to a white straight man in years, if not months. So this is going to be refreshing.
The last
for
time
her.
we gave her, the only reason she talked to us because we gave her a ride. She wouldn't even have talked to us unless we gave her our driver.
Driving Miss Recho. Now here we are, 2 months later.
All right, let's give her a call. Let's give her a call.
She said, "What the 7 Series? Oh, it's not the M. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll still take a lift."
Beggars can't be choosers. You know how it is.
You remember when I told you that I emailed you years ago, and your response to me was, "Why would I do that?" When I asked you,
This is a lie. This is a blatant, dirty lie. I thought that was hilarious. Literally, I looked at my email. I was like, "Did I say that?" Because sometimes I surprise myself. I'm like, "That doesn't sound like something I would say." And I checked it, and I said, "Not that." It was something.
It was,
else.
but it wasn't not that.
Chris may have moved one word around, but it changed the impact of the sentence greatly.
It did.
No,
it did.
I said like, "What are we going to talk about?" Or something
You could
like
see
that.
maybe how I would interpret it as similar to why would I do that. It felt like
so all these years later, why did you agree to do this?
Well, it's more like what took you guys so long to like actually book me? That's what I was.
after you put me after that response, what am I supposed to do? That's a flat out passive aggressive.
And we can flip this. We'll flip this pickleball right back to you. 2 of us. How many times have you asked us to be on your little podcast?
Well, I don't know if you guys would make sense for my podcast. It's a different experience, right? Here's the thing. The reason why we have to clear this up is because I get such a bad rap for people thinking that I'm nastier than I am when I'm really a delight. I'm an angel sweetie pie, like ball of joy. So like I have to correct that because people really think that I'm a lot more like aggressive than I genuinely am.
I'm
So
not.
I don't
Look,
wanna, like,
you need to talk to your clip farmers about that. That ain't your fault. That's the farmers.
But also being the kind of a mean person who's talking shit and getting into mess and drama. That's how we get those Patreon dollars. Being a sweetie angel pie who agrees with everybody. That's a good way to make $1,700 a month, right?
Am I getting dragged into drama? Like, please tell me.
No,
what you
you're
think
not.
of
I
me.
mean, no, I don't think you are.
Your words. You're saying I get a bad rap for being this mean person or whatever. I'm saying that's how we get paid in this game.
So do you feel that your listeners and the world at large has misjudged your character? Would you say that, or would you say that maybe they only see one side of you?
My listeners know because they know me, but I feel like it's more of an industry thing. I think people find me deeply intimidating.
Not me. I'll walk right up to your ass and tell you what time it is. Not
Yeah,
me.
straight up.
Not me.
But that's true, and that was very cool. And like, I like that when people. I think that's also part of what it is. Like, I am a straight shooter, and I can do it on the fly. And like, when people do just come up and say, "What's up?" I respond really well to that because it's like, I got no guard. Let's chat. But there are a lot of people who are quite guarded, and they're very reserved, and they're calculating or they're strategizing. And it's like most of anything and everything I've done has just been boom right there because it's not like I'm not in my head that much. So I think that in and of itself can be off not even off-putting, but like can have people on guard in a way. It's
Hmm.
a social dynamic that I notice a lot with me and others in the business more so than like my fans.
Sure,
Hmm.
sure. Oh, damn, fans. All right, shit. I was gonna say listeners.
Followers, listeners.
In the intro, we were discussing a piece of news in the fashion world that we were hoping you could chime in on. Law Roach did a tweet to Delta Airlines. Are you familiar with this?
I not the tweet. No, tell me, fill me in.
Okay, so he tweeted yesterday at Delta, the airline, "Dear Delta, I'm Delta 360 and a million miler. This morning I paid for a Delta One seat from NYC to LA, and when I got on the plane, it was not a lay flat seat. I was very disappointed." And then the tweet kind of went viral, and people are having fun with that. Is this a situation you've been in before?
No, but I support him. I support it for a number of reasons. No,
I stand with Law.
yeah.
I'm saying to Jason, just on my knowledge of the Delta product offering, that I think Law might be a little confused about what he paid for and maybe the ins and outs of it all.
He didn't
But
read the terms and conditions of the seat purchase.
I didn't want to put that on his jacket. I don't want to put that on his jacket.
But I have
like
to
that.
imagine that he's like traveling all the time. So I feel like he was very well versed in what he's doing. I have to assume people that are jet setting like that, they're not getting it mistaken. I don't jet
That's
set
a
like
good
that.
point. That's a good angle.
I don't think he's doing the booking though, is what I'm trying to say. So I think you know what I'm saying. I think he's doing the traveling. I don't think he's doing
he
the
paid
booking.
for it, but he didn't book it.
Yeah, that's two different things. Because I know we don't have a team. You're staffed up, so I know how it must be different. You know what I mean? When you because you don't. I mean, you don't book your own shit. I know.
I don't book. I don't book. I don't book. It's actually atrophied the skill. Like I don't even know.
Okay, so when you get on the Delta flight, you don't bother, tweeting publicly to Delta. You just, FaceTime your assistant and say, "Fix this."
I would text my assistant and be like, fix this. But Chris is cracking up. That's how I would do it.
Are you the type of person that will publicly tweet a brand that has wronged you?
Not anymore because the block is too hot. My voice is too potent now that if I were to do something like that,
Damn, you said my gas is too good.
no,
So
seriously.
your voice is much more potent than Law Roach's.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. No. Not necessarily more than laws. But the question wasn't about law. The question was, would I tweet at a brand?
Woo, got him.
It was more of a if this then that. He is not above it, but you're above that. So I was just trying to see how which pegs are going in which holes.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that either.
Listen. Back in the day, back in my like Twitter thumbs days, like yeah, for sure. But I can't talk as much off the cuff the way I used to because it like means shit to people in this way. That's different. And I don't even say that to be
None
like
of us can.
arrogant, and sometimes I'll say things that like if another person said it in the exact same way on the exact same day at the exact same time, it wouldn't be a big deal. And I'll say it and I'll be like, what? So would I tweet at a brand today? Probably not.
No, you
Probably
can't do that.
not,
I
no.
agree. You can't do that. I don't think anyone.
But you will talk about a brand on the microphone.
Yeah, that's different though.
It is oddly. I mean, even now that all the podcasts are like transcripted and shit, it still feels different.
It
It
is.
feels different, but I feel like it's not going to feel different for long. I feel like we've been able to sort of bask in the anonymity of hundreds of hours of audio. And it's, you can't just pull up a tweet and repost it and say, I just think it's funny, blah, blah, blah. And I think in the very near future, people are going to be able to just pinpoint that exact point in a podcast where you said something racist or, cancelable, and it'll have that same power.
I think being canceled is so corny. Like, to take it from someone who's, been to the rodeo a few times, I just feel like, is everybody done? Like, are we done yet? Are we tired?
Are we done or are we finished? That's
Yeah.
what I keep saying.
Like, are we done?
This sounds like something an Alexander Wang sympathizer would say.
You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I mean? Right? So it's just like,
Well, I want you to know, hey, look, you're talking to a survivor when you talk to Jason. So him making that joke is more powerful than you realize.
oh yeah, you told me about this. Listen, I never said the man was innocent. I don't know which brilliant people heard that clip and thought, oh, she must condone sexual violence. Yeah, that's what that means.
They saw that you donate 100,000 to his new museum, and
Exactly.
they tracked it back through tax records, so you got busted.
It's like that type of, they call it like bean soup or a slop. It's like that type of like deducted reasoning that makes like, it doesn't make any sense. To me, it just feels so lazy, and people call it critical thinking skills, whatever. It's just like, and I can't even entertain it. Like when stuff like that pops off, I'm like, have your field day. This is going to be dead in 24 hours. Like, sure, if you want to misunderstand, it's just because the alternative of what you would have to assume that I believe is so wild. that I'm like, that's easier for you to understand than
Mm.
to even take 26 more seconds to look for the nuance. You just want to go balls to the wall and the craziest, conclusion. It's
I mean, I
like,
think that's I think that's the gift and the curse of the clip culture. Honestly, it's like when it works, and when it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
And also the paid tweet culture.
well, which is why I let it go off. Like you cut the clips, you put them out. They're going to do what they do with them. And like, listen, if there's anything that I know how to do, it's to make a viral clip. I say that humbly. And you're right. Like it's so easy.
When does the humble part start?
You ain't said nothing humble in your life. Don't even
I
do that.
try. I am humble, but it's hard when it's the facts are the facts.
We admire your courage.
I can't say that. But what is the But what? All right. So when we're talking about clipping, what is your process? Because I assume you don't do it physically. You sit with an editor,
Yeah.
or you send timestamps. Is that how you do it?
It's like all the things. It's all the things. Now, this is an ancient guarded secret. So I don't know how deep into clips we can get. Because if I told everybody how I cut clips, and everybody would be cutting clips like me, and then that would be a different conversation, right?
Oh,
My guys in India are doing a pretty good job. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
No, I just think there's an art to clipping. I really, really do it. I'm actually very passionate about it. I love it. We see clips as like a top of funnel marketing asset. So like, especially if I'm driving people back to Patreon. So like, that's an opportunity for someone who's maybe not a subscriber, not yet bought in. That's an opportunity for them to see, like, what are you talking about? What are you about? So I take it really seriously. My team knows that. And it's like, when I say seriously, I just mean diligent.
Yeah,
And so we're thoughtful about what's in it and what it says and what images we want to use to support it, all that stuff.
But I feel like you're in there with the headphones on, like you're fucking Jay-Z, and you say something, you're like, "Oh, we got one. You're yelling at the producer. You're
Not necessarily. No, because the team's good.
we got one.
They know now. They know they're good, and they kind of sometimes there'll be something where I'm like, oh, I can't believe you guys didn't clip that part. Like that was good. But for the most part, they kind of know like what to clip, and they were there.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
they were there. So
yeah.
And it's good because even though you're a clip master, I consider myself to be an editing master of How Long Gone, but second sets of ears are able to pick things up that are amazing moments or funny bits that we just skip over sometimes,
Yeah, exactly. So how do you guys do your pod? Do you guys like prep? Were you guys like, okay, what are we going to ask Recho, or is it just off the top of the dome?
Hell no.
No.
We don't prep.
I mean, I think there's a level of prep that we do by being plugged in you know what I mean? Like I know what's going on, so therefore I'm prepped.
Because we don't do interviews, we just do convos,
If you don't you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. That's what they say. And by stay ready, I mean be on Twitter 7 hours a day.
True.
I haven't hit the record button off in years. It's just always on in the booth. We're
I think
always
there's
recording.
also, yeah, I really do believe that there's like a level of preparation conversationally that is like about being out in the world and just knowing what's going on. I think if you're trying to do like a quote unquote interview, that's a different thing.
Yeah, I get that. I like your guys' the energy because it's fun. Whenever I see you guys, it's a good time. Vibes are high.
I mean, that's the whole point. But I think that like someone asked me today, like, how do you come up with your questions? And I was like, I don't know. I just know. I just don't know if that's what it's about all the time with at least with us. For other people, I know it's different, and that's fine.
Wait, so when is this going to publish?
Tomorrow.
Wait, so we have some hot topics to discuss?
Pretty much just Law Roach.
Did you see Zoe's wedding ring? What do you think? Engagement ring? You think that's real?
Zoe who?
Kravitz. She's got a big old rock on from Harold.
A new one?
Harry Styles.
Big old boy.
Stop.
Jason's saying she's too weak to hold it up.
Let's see. Let me look it up real quick. This is what her third ring. Actually, I'm not mad at a girl who's getting rings, like that J-Lo effect.
What do you do with an engagement ring? It just sits there.
No, you don't.
You collect them. If you collect them.
Okay, you collect them and what? And wait for a guy to come rob your house?
No, you pawn.
Wait, I'm typing into Google and they don't know which man I'm talking about. They're like Channing. Are you talking about the other guy?
You gotta go on Twitter, girl.
Don't talk about chaining like that.
Oh, I had to get off Twitter, Jason. That felt like 4chan to me. After a while, I used to love Twitter, and I had to get off.
Well, 4chan is a dark place, but it's also where everything starts, just like Twitter,
I know.
What happened? What was there a particular incident, or was it just like this is too much for me?
No, you know what it is? I wouldn't even say it's specific to Twitter. I'm kind of like, and this is, such an unoriginal statement. I'm over the social media, and that doesn't mean I'm getting off because we have to be on, but it's more that I'm like, I don't enjoy this in the way that I used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm contending with that. And so in some ways that's what makes Patreon nice, because that's where I can kind of hide away. If I don't want to be on social for 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks straight, I can still go talk to my audience. But there's something about go with me on this. I don't know. This is a half-baked thought. So if there's people out there who are ready to critique, just save it. Wait. Okay. There's something about amount of general users who have now joined the internet that make it not fun for me. When I got on the internet, like, those first times, like in middle school and stuff like that, and you're on MySpace and high school and Facebook and whatever. And
MySpace was a little later for us, but sure. Yeah. Middle school.
okay.
Yeah,
Shorty said general users. What do you mean by that exactly?
I mean, general,
like NPCs.
yeah, like it used to be so much more niche and like message boards, and you kind of had to be like a dork to want to be online.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of like nerd culture, and creatives kind of adopted it first, and people who had really niche interests. Then over the last, I don't know, like 20 years, the general average person walking the planet has gotten online, and that makes it, and then they got a comment button, and that just makes it not fun to me because it's just too much dumb shit.
No, I think this is a fair. I mean, I think that it's also the I think the politics of it all has really turned it up 100%.
And the algorithms, yeah.
Yeah, I think that, but I think you're right. I think the heyday of the internet was definitely about subcultures and niches and finding your people, and it wasn't sort of a finger pointing community, and like it wasn't always about that. It was about something else.
Yeah, so now I don't find it like enjoyable as much, or I feel like I can't throw caution to the wind and just be myself online. Like in those early days of how I used it, it was so, maybe because I was younger too, but it was just like I just remember feeling like it was so freeing and so fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It was.
Now it's just like so policed and so whack, and a bunch of cornballs who are like, well, actually, it's like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but this
Shut the fuck
happens
up.
to every platform in the history of the world, and also it happens to everyone. As you get older, you're like, the young people are policing everything I'm saying. They can't take a joke. It's just, you have to adapt or die.
Wait, can we talk
which
about
I guess is what Patreon is.
exactly? Can we talk about Devil Wears Prada, which premiered last night, world premiere in New York City at Geffen Hall, Lincoln Center?
You can tell to us about it if you break us off a little bit of that fee you got. Yeah, you can give it. Go ahead, Venmo me 5 bands, and we can talk about all you want.
Well, yes or no?
Yes.
Damn.
I would love to hear about it.
Well, also, first of all, you and Nikki were the only 2 people I saw that got paid to post about it, the magazine. So congratulations on that. I
Nikki,
did like
oh,
that.
yeah, of course. What do you mean? This is a hustle. Yeah.
I'm just saying that the Devil Wears Prada family has good taste. That's all I'm saying. They didn't.
They actually do.
I'm
They
glad
actually
they
do.
didn't. I'm glad they didn't go after some dorks.
They could have done Jake Shane, right?
Well, because it's Disney, it's 20th century, so it's super corporate. So you kind of wonder, like, do they know who is,
Yeah.
Shade.
a voice, or who's kind of like has that relevance or cultural, whatever. And I thought they like did a great job. I thought the activations were cool. It was super like, again, still corporate, very like money, lots of sponsors. But I don't know, as someone who's like here on behalf of the fashion community on your pod, I remember vividly when this movie came out. And so it is kind of like nerd level, but like 20 years later, first of all, those 20 years went by so quickly, but also 2, it's like such a quintessential film that captured an industry, one at a time that will never exist again, the way that they captured it back in 2005. And also 2, like, there's those kind of like cult films that capture an industry like Glengarry Glen Ross, or like, I don't know, like Wall Street with Michael Douglas. Like you have those.
Hold on. You're comparing Devil Wears Prada to Wall Street?
Cocaine's for closers.
I am, because it's an industry focused film.
Don't let these letterbox nerds come. Oh, they're going to hear this. you're fucked now. Yeah, Valentino's for closers.
I hope they don't find me. But no, it was great. And then the way that they did this sequel was, listen, it's like a fun, borderline family film. Like, it's not a deep film, but the way that they talk about like the things that we see happening every day, essentially the magazine is like under siege because there's the world of digital has taken them under. Print is not making any money. They're beholden to their advertisers. So the relationship of like Miranda Priestley as this kind of like omnipresent, omnipowerful being has been cut down a few blocks because she's now beholden to the advertisers to keep the lights on. And
who are some of the advertisers that
are they fictional
in the
brands,
movie?
or is it real?
Like, did they speak directly?
Oh no,
about,
they made
like,
a magazine that's part of their promote. This is a real
Runway magazine. Is that the September issue of Runway magazine?
Yeah, they made a real magazine, and they have real advertisers in here. They have this phenomenal Coke ad. So the advertisers were Coca-Cola, Dior. You see Dior is on the first page.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
That has to do with like the plot, because in the movie, Emily, who was kind of like the antagonist to Anne Hathaway's character in the first one. She now works at Dior. So she's the HBIC at Dior.
Oh, she moved on.
Yeah, so they have to bend the knee. They have to kowtow to her because she's the advertiser that keeps their lights on. So she's like, bitch,
I do. That is a realistic plot line, honestly.
it is real. So you kind of see Andy or Anne Hathaway has left the magazine. She's back after all these years, and she feels like she's in the upside down. She's like, wait, Miranda's bending down to this bitch? What the fuck is going? Because
how does Zan look in the movie though? She looked good, right?
They all look great. Yeah, yeah. They've all taken really good care of themselves over the last 20 years. And I don't know. For anybody, I don't know if your audience gives a fuck about this.
Yeah, all these people, everybody's going to go see this movie, whether it's good or bad. No one cares. It's like a nostalgia.
It's so good.
All right.
It's so great.
So what did you wear to the premiere? Did you meet anyone? Did anybody come up to you?
Oh, yeah. Everybody was there. Everybody and their mom was there, and it was so fun. I was pretty chill. I was almost not going to go, which is blasphemous, but I was almost not going to go because I was just thinking like glam red carpet, and I was like, oh, I don't have time. I didn't get ready in that way. I didn't prepare. And then I came out of it, stopped overthinking it, and I was like, this is not about the carpet. This is about you going to see a movie that you've loved for 20 years, have watched on repeat a million times. Like, put on a matching set and get out the door.
That part.
You put on the Totem matching set and walked out the door?
No, I put on this designer named Kwame, who I love. He's from Ghana, based in LA. But I wore like a kind of oversized like pantsuit situation. It was fab, and it was very chill and relaxed. And I'm really glad I didn't do it up, because like sometimes you'll walk out the door and you'll be at the actual function. You're like, damn, thank God I didn't wear heels tonight because I'm so not in the mood.
That's why I always dress down, baby. Jeans are appropriate for every situation.
Yeah, so it's one of those. But everybody was there. I know that's so subjective, but like fashion people.
Was Devil Wears Prada 2 better or worse than Sex and the City 2?
Damn, that's a good question.
If you have to think about it, then that's bad, because Sex and the City 2 is sort of known as one of the worst films ever created. I have a soft spot
for it. What happened in the second one? I don't remember what happened in the second one.
That's where the girls travel to Abu Dhabi for a luxurious vacation.
This is better. I was thinking of Sex and the City, the movie, the first one. No, this is better.
Okay.
But it's really fun.
Sex and the City 2 gets a bad rap. I think it's pretty funny. I think people take it too seriously. Like,
it's also very visually appealing.
I love the Middle East personally. I haven't been offered any money by those guys, but I would take it if they offered it. Just to be clear.
Yeah, same.
I know you. Yeah, I know you're down for some dirty money. I know you're down.
Where do you get this impression? Give me an example.
Because I just know that you're a real one and you're willing,
Yeah, you told us about Dubai chocolate in like 2016. Like, you were very early on that.
These are lies. I like to consider myself pragmatic,
Same.
How often do you go back to Africa? Do you go back?
Dang, I haven't been back in a second, but growing up, I went all the time. The last time I went was during the pandemic, so I'd say like 2021, late 2021.
I was with a friend last night at this dinner in Milan, and she goes every year, and she was telling me how I need to go and that I would really like it. And that it's turned up.
Well, it depends on what it's, it's a continent. So it depends on.
No, I know. I know that
just letting you know. Because these white men, I get shook about these white men. I don't know what they know.
Well, I know that it's a continent. Damn, relax. I know that there's 7 continents.
Chris has been to Lamu. Okay, go easy on him.
Oh, okay. So that's Kenya. So
I have not been to Kenya. We're talking about Lagos.
Okay, so Lagos. So I'm from Kenya, and so I only say this because people have asked me this a lot growing up, like, oh, Africa. And I kind of feel ignorant in a lot of ways because I only know the country where my parents are from. I really don't know about these other 50 some other countries that are there. So all I know is this one little East African country on the coast, and I love it, and it's beautiful. And Lamu, Nairobi, all these places are stunning. But sometimes when I meet other Africans or whatever, and they're from Ghana, they're from Lagos, they're from Senegal, I'm as ignorant as the next person because I'm like, I don't know their food, their language, their customs. So I also want to explore the continent. I feel very much like small town kid when it comes to that continent.
It's like when I take Jason down to the South, he's discovering things that he just didn't grow up with. It's new.
Even though Canada is so close, I don't know what they're up to.
It's totally different. It's totally different in many ways. But tell me about dating African men though, because you said you're loyal to the soil.
Gosh.
So what are the nuances? Let's say
you like a little coffee in your coffee.
Because you said,
are we going there? Are we really going there?
Well, you said you did not fuck with white boys, so I just wanted to be clear.
I never said
that's
that.
Fine.
Did I say that?
You also said he has to be an athlete too, which was weird.
Hold on, pause. Okay, audience. I know you guys don't know me. You have no loyalty to me. These are the men you listen to.
That's not true.
We have a lot of crossover.
We have a lot of crossover.
Okay, so audience, some of you may know me, but listen, I just want to say that
we're fashion's only fashion show. It's just us and Lauren Sherman and you.
Chris and Jason are referring to a car ride we took from in Paris. I needed a ride. They were right about that. We were in the outskirts of Paris. We needed to get back to the city center. And in this car ride, I thought we were in a cone of silence. I'm finding out right now in real time that was not a cone of silence, that everything was fair game.
No. No, not everything. Not everything. I thought this was a reasonable question.
Okay.
Because the nuances.
Let's get into it.
We know that you love honesty.
I do.
Warts and all.
I do. I actually do.
Honestly, I think the nuances of dating in different cultures, I think we're probably pretty ignorant to that. Jason, I know, no kidding. Except, I mean, Jason's not because he's familiar with Asian cultures, but I'm saying I do feel like there are different nuances that we aren't familiar with that you could enlighten us on.
Yeah, so many flavors.
I'll put it this way. I think like everyone has a different way of dating and like what they're looking for. For me, I think being in a relationship, or at least no, I've been in a lot of like, you know, less favorable, less healthy relationships before in my life. But now where I'm at, you want it to feel like home. You know, like I want to feel like I don't have to explain myself. You know what I'm about. You understand.
Like Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff, just cozy.
What's understood doesn't have to be explained.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
No,
it's
that
like,
makes total sense. That's a
when you
simple
have similar
answer.
backgrounds. Yeah. And the only reason why I make that distinction is because we're children of immigrants. Me and my partner, we're children of immigrants. We're both Africans. So for people who are American, I mean, I'm American too, I guess. I was born and raised here. But when you have your parents talking, acting, speaking, cooking a very specific way, you don't feel as connected to the Black American experience, other than the fact that we are all Black. But there's a lot of really subtle nuances that happen within those communities. And I say this with the utmost respect to the Black American community, because having grown up here, you want to assimilate to that more than anything, because those are the people that look like you, even though there are even more nuances that kind of create some distinctions. So it's just like tricky. Sometimes when people are like, where are you from? I can usually tell by who's asking it kind of what they mean. Like if it's like an old African Uber driver and he's like, oh, where are you from? I'll be like, oh, he means like, where are my parents from?
Like for real, where are you from?
He means where in Kenya, like which town in Kenya are you from?
Yeah. Or like maybe what country. But if like a Brentwood white mom is like, where are you from? I'm like, bitch, what do you mean? Fuck you mean? I'm from here. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you grew up in a lot of bad places in America. Bad meaning flyover.
That's mean, but yeah. Yeah, I grew up in straight up middle America, straight up. And I kind of like, now I think I'm more grateful for it, which is crazy to say, because it's a psychology of a person that I understand. And we don't get a lot of those people being here on the coast and, you know, the coastal elite, as they call it, New York, LA, Miami, whatever, London, Paris, all these places we hang out. But I know these people like to their bones. Like,
this is how I feel about the South. I agree. I think it's like I think it's like real people. Like
real people. Like,
yeah, but she's from a real flyover state, and you're grateful every time you fly over that old state, right?
Multiple. Well, I'll say this. Okay, let me back up. For those who are listening.
Talk about Ohio like that. We get it out the mud.
I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Great American city, classic American.
I thought
city.
it was Nowhere, Oklahoma, but go on.
Nowhere is right outside of Tulsa.
Okay.
Honestly, that's amazing. That feels like a Dennis Hopper movie. That's unbelievable.
Doesn't it? It's crazy.
It's very Paris, Texas.
Then I moved to Wichita, Kansas. Then I moved to Dodge City, Kansas. Then I moved to Lansing, Michigan. And then I moved to what I usually claim, which is Champaign, Illinois, because I moved there for like high school. Like,
so you still haven't even seen a mountain yet.
No, flatlands, the plains. I'm from the plains.
But why do you think your parents were? Why were they? What was the reasoning for these cities? Like, because it is a certain thing. Obviously, they're all in the same general area.
Great schools.
I don't know. I really don't know. I've asked my dad that. I swear to God, they spun a globe and threw a pin down. Like, I don't think that they like were. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know my dad was going to school. It was also crazy, like having immigrant parents too, because it's like they pulled up to this joint having never been here, having not really knowing the language that well. Like, it's crazy, because could any of us do that if we had to leave our country today? I don't know. These people were a different breed.
Hell no. We are built different. We are pussies.
But ask anyone why they moved to Oklahoma. They're not going to have an answer whether or not they're coming from Africa or Chicago. They're like, honestly, I don't fucking know.
Bro, I don't know. I got some land. It was a good deal.
Truly. So yeah, I don't know why they were there, but my dad, like growing up, he did have this, like, I think it's a generational thing, people this time, but he did love like the idea of a cowboy cowboy and John Wayne movies and country music. I think for him as an African, that was kind of like what was the American dream. So I remember him thinking that was like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
coolest thing ever. And there being a lot of old westerns in our house and him watching that kind of stuff. And he had cowboy boots and like had a pipe and all the shit.
I was about to ask, does your dad get his little swag on? Do you have the boots on and the jeans
Yeah,
and the
in
whole
like
thing?
the 90s, I remember like you look old photos,
That's kind of
he
fly.
has like jeans tucked into a cowboy boot and an African accent and a cowboy hat.
That's fly. That's
Who's
fly.
who's on his mood board nowadays?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the look now?
His moods were always like he always liked a dapper. It was always like a Sidney Poitier type guy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was always that was like his icon. That was his like Brad Pitt, I think. His
Damn,
George
I'm
Clooney.
Kenyan Brad Pitt. That's great. That'll work on anyone.
Yeah,
That'll definitely work in Tulsa. What did he do for a living?
he was a doctor.
What kind of doctor?
ER, emergency room trauma.
Okay, so you're saying he moved and then started as an adult, like schooling basically for that.
No. His dad was a doctor, so it was in the blood. But
Okay.
no, he came here. So this is funny. My dad was actually like studying English. Then he had these 3 kids, and he said, "Hold on, I gotta make this money because like what the fuck." And then he decided to become a doctor. So he's decided. I think I might get these numbers wrong, Dad. If you listen to this, don't get mad at me. But I think he like started at like 33, 34 from scratch. From
What?
scratch, bro.
What?
Yeah. And then he finished in his 40s and then practiced for 30 years.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. And we didn't want for anything, put me through school, bought me a car, the whole thing. And so when he talks to us, he'll always say to us, like, if you're ever unhappy with your career, or you want to change things, he's always like, you're so much younger than you think you are. You're so much younger than you think you are. Like, this life is longer than you think. So, like, at times when, like, my sister had like a change in career path, and he used to always tell, like, go back to school, go back to school. Like, you have time, because he didn't really get a hold of his situation until he was like in his mid 30s. And I remember him like being in residency when I was like younger, and then getting done with that and then getting a job. But he practiced for a full 30 years of his life. So
Yeah, that's a whole ass career.
And you're sort of following in your father's footsteps in his scrubs. You in that same age, early mid 30s, we pivot to, he became a doctor. You got on Patreon. It's the same kind of vibe,
Similar
Exactly.
things.
I'm going to start my new life as a creator.
exactly. I do kind of have that idealistic belief of like it's never too late. And maybe it's because I got it from him, but it's like it's never too late. If you want to switch up, you want to do something different, don't sit in misery. Get up, piss or get off the pot, like change your life if you're not happy. I do believe that.
Unfortunately, all the things that I want to change my life to do are physical, and that unfortunately the body keeps the score. You know what I'm saying?
But it's never too late. You never know.
It's never too late to stop being so fat, Chris.
Do you think I could be a chiropractor? Real talk. Do you think I could do it? Do you think I could go through the schooling, and do you think I could do?
What? Hell yeah.
Her father, who went through 7 years of medical school, do you think I could pass the 7 days of chiropractor
No,
school?
chiropractor's like 2 or 3 years. It's not
Hell
that
yeah.
bad.
Hell yeah, you could. Hell yeah. That's easy. That's light work. That's a quick sentence.
I need to call your dad and get a pep talk. Because it's every day I'm like, when I see all those memes, men used to go to war, we need plumbers and shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's real. We really do.
Yeah, but you know
We
what's
really
also a
do.
trip though? I don't know if anybody's ready for this. There's like this there's like how there's like this movement about like decentering men, I see a lot of the girlies on here that like even in their pursuit of decentering men, they're still just talking about men all the time. Like, men used to go to war. Men don't you hate how men do this? It's like, I thought you bitches were decentering these people. What is going on?
Well, we rock. It's hard. I mean, you know how it is.
Keep our gender out your mouth if you don't want us to be so centered, is what you're saying.
I just feel like there's a yin and a yang to the same thing. There's like the girls who are obsessed with the guys, and then there's the girls who think they don't fuck with the guys, but they're still talking about them all the time. And it's like, I don't know. And I love... Let me shut up. Let me just stop right there.
No, this is in the words of Mariah Carey. Why are you so obsessed with me? You know what I mean?
It kind of gives that. I'm like, I just don't think about men like that on a daily basis, like at all, really.
Right.
So I don't understand the fixation one way or the other.
Well, I think the fixation, it's like it's in our DNA, despite, the decentering of men, we ain't shit. We just, scratch our nuts and play video games all day while you women go to your jobs and Pilates and stuff like that. but also on a DNA level, like you need us for reproduction. So like we're still on your minds. You know what I mean? Like that toxic, like that toxic.
Somebody's got to pay rent too. Don't forget about that.
Exactly.
You think that Spectrum Wi-Fi is free, huh?
That Volvo that ain't cheap. That's $800 a month.
Chris, if you're serious about being a chiropractor, I just want to circle the block real quick and say you should.
It's cool.
It's a passion that's developed from reels, but I do think it's I think there's a lot of personal trainers, but I think that my body always hurts, and the idea of being able to fix people's bodies that hurt and make it fun. What more can you do? You come to Chris's chiropractor. You come to my chiropractor studio. We're listening to good shit. Like music is good.
Yeah.
Furniture is good. The cracks still hit the same, but it's a better environment. Smells better.
We haven't even got to the water program yet.
Yeah, the water's $20 a cup. You got a baddie working the front desk. This ain't your mama's little chiropractor studio.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
It's never too late. That honestly, that's a very inspiring story. That's
okay.
Crazy.
Well, on the subject or that same energy of pivoting to another career, it's never too late, blah, blah, blah. What if that career that you're pivoting to, your true calling, your true love, is a financial step down?
That's tough.
How does that change things for you?
That's a really good question.
How much do you love the game of what you want to pursue late in life? Easy for your dad. I guess I'll just be a doctor, high-paying job typically, but going from a creative director to a chiropractor could definitely be a financial step down, especially in the early.
Not the way I do it, big bro. Not the way I do it. No,
but I mean, there's sacrifice. Like I think everything has to do with your relationship to sacrifice. And I mean, not seriously. I know this is like a lighthearted podcast, and not to get all deep, but for a second, it's important because I think a lot of times we talk about how we want stuff, but we don't want that thing that comes with it to get it. So like sacrifice is inevitable if you want anything. And my dad had a lot of sacrifices. He was a janitor by night, like in a country where he didn't know anybody. My mom and him split up during that time. My mom was a stay-at-home mom with these 3 kids. I was an accident. I came way young after my older siblings, and she, had a lot of addiction issues. My dad raised us, so it was just him by himself with 3 girls because they split up, and she gave her rights away as a mother. So my dad had full rights to these 3 girls by himself in this country. He doesn't know anybody.
Not hashtag girl dad.
No, he's a girl dad on steroids, like for real.
And then on top of all that, he's like, you know what I'll throw in the mix? 7 years of medical school. I'm over here like, damn, I need a dog sitter for Coachella.
I mean, but he was expecting her to. But he was expecting her to hold down the fort. He's like, hold on, let me go get this degree real quick. And then she was spinning out. It was very Revolutionary Road. She was crashing out. And so he was like, all right, well, these kids aren't safe, so let me go get them. And now I still have to go to work while I got these 3 kids. So it's like, it's not easy. And you have responsibilities as a man, as a parent, as a whoever. So I don't know. I feel like
the Obamas need to license this movie. This is a great story right here.
I've always thought.
Who's going to play your dad in the film? Will Smith?
No, ew, no. I mean, sorry, not ew. Love,
what
love
about?
though, but no.
Denzel's getting a little old.
I want to say Denzel because in spirit, but it's gotta be somebody darker skinned.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Jonathan Majors. That's fine. We can bring him back.
Oh hell no. I don't know. Come back to me on that.
Maybe like a darker skinned Savion Glover would be an ideal candidate, perhaps.
It would be Sidney Poitier, but he's
Poitier.
Yeah, you know.
R.I.P. to the goat. What is your mom? Is your mom better? Did your mom figure it out or no?
No, my mom passed away last year, which is sad. But we didn't have a relationship, so I kind of heard about her passing through the grapevine.
Oh wow, it was like that. Like you heard about it from other people.
It was like that.
How did your dad take it?
I mean, I don't know. He's not a man of many emotions, but he texted me and said "R.I.P. to your mom," and I was like, "R.I.P." It was just kind of a weird WhatsApp. Like we were just because I don't know her. At that point, I'd spent I grew up on my own, not on my own, but it was handled. It was handled. So when there were like moments where she was trying to reconnect, I chose not to. I was like, I don't really need this relationship. I feel like I'm good, and like I wish you well, but like I'm not trying to like rekindle.
I mean, especially at that age, if you're like 15 or whatever, you're just like, what the fuck is this?
I was straight, and I really did feel like full and fulfilled in that way. So I wasn't trying to.
Shout out to your dad for making all that happen.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with that. I'm super grateful, and like I said, we didn't want for anything. He held it down and went to good schools and had summer camps and all the things. So I mean,
sure,
he did what he had to do.
Do you feel a pressure to succeed based on what your dad has gone through?
Have you met an African? Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
Jason's like, actually, no, this is my first one. So nice to meet you. Love y'all. Love what y'all do over there.
No.
That's a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable.
Right.
That's like,
What?
yeah. My dad's logic was, I'll handle all this other stuff. You better the way you pay rent in this house is you have to get good grades. Like that was not even a conversation. You're going to be successful at some point.
Okay.
Your dad's the only thing you did to piss your dad. He had to cancel his subscription to the Man Repeller, but otherwise he's on board with your whole shit.
No, my dad was pissed. He was pissed when I went to art school. He showed up at my art school graduation. He's like, you need to graduate from something that requires some brains. Like, what are we doing
All
here?
this for art?
Yeah, he was not amused by a
Okay, I guess maybe a better question would be, did he have to remind you all the time, hold it over your head, have lectures to you, like I came to this country with nothing and I worked my way up? Or was that just, it was an unspoken thing that we all knew that we had to like kill it, just out of respect for what my parents went through?
I definitely got a fair share of lectures.
Did he hold it over your head, I should say?
Well, this is about to get deep.
Yo, hashtag immigrant parents, you want to open the book?
A little bit.
Yes, he did.
A little bit. No, I mean, I'm the youngest. So, like, there's a lot of stuff that my sisters got that you just catch by osmosis, just being around. They got lectured a lot. They're the oldest. They're the first ones out the womb. So, like, everything that I heard when my older sister was getting a 3-hour lecture in the other room for, coming home late after curfew and I'm 10, I don't need that lecture. I got it.
You're on the Tamagotchi being like, all right, bet, I'm good.
Bet. Like, you know what I mean? So you kind of learn what not to do by just watching.
Okay.
But all right, so I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, and no shade to your sisters, but who's the most successful?
Youngest in charge.
Are you the youngest? Are you the youngest in charge?
I am, but purely from trauma, for sure.
Okay, but at what cost?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm sparing you all the gory details, but like I come from a very broken family. I'm not close with my sisters, and my audience knows that. My dad and I have a strained relationship at the moment, which I really hope to heal soon. My mother, who I didn't really grow up with or know that well, other than through stories of people who did know her, namely his sisters, who remember her from being young women in Nairobi. I have a strained relationship with my sisters, so. It's not like a perfect story by any means.
Patreon will do that to a family.
I don't know. Like I just more what I think about more now is just like how grateful I am to my dad. Now that when you become older, you're like, damn, okay, I appreciate it. It's just more appreciation now for everything that he did.
Well, I think that level of appreciation will lead you guys back to each other, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's just like maturity.
Yeah.
Unless he's just a dick now. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you get older, that happens.
I mean, he's grumpy. For sure. But I think he's also just in a lot of pain and things that he hasn't really processed. He's from a different generation. He's a man of pride.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a woman to like kind of quell his outbursts and things like that. So like, I feel for him.
I thought women created the outbursts. You're saying they can help when you do. I see.
I don't know. He didn't have a counterpart to who he was. You know what I mean? So I feel for him. I used to judge him a lot more. And now I'm kind of like, damn, I didn't live through that. And honestly, there wasn't a thing I asked for that I didn't get. So who am I to judge? Like he held it down. He did what back in his day was what a man was supposed to do. And a lot of other things were lacking. But in his mind, he's like, I paid the bills. You're in private school. I bought you a car. You have this.
And now men have to hashtag Paul Smith pink wall on their stories to get paid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He's like, well, and now you want to know about my emotions? Like the fuck?
He's like, well, I live too much for this, big dog. Like I'm gonna keep this shit bottled up.
You give these bitches an inch, they'll take a mile.
He's just from a different time, but we love him. Shout out to Papa Omandi. Shout out.
Where does he live now?
Papa. What's his at?
I think he's a Rolling Stone. He's retired, so he's between like Kenya, and he has a place here, and he can
bopping around.
Bopping around. Yeah.
He's Ibiza this week, opening week. Yeah, probably smart to do that.
Opening week.
Okay, let's switch it up. Get a little lighter in here. You worked at Barney's back in the day. My wife also did. Did you ever steal?
Hell yeah. 60th Madison, men's third. That was a moment. Did I ever steal from Barney's? No, never. Why would I do that?
I believe her. I believe her.
It's just sitting right there.
You sort of give narc in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah. Did you ever tell on those who were stealing?
You would tell on somebody that you saw steal. Like you would definitely be like, yo, that guy put a fucking shirt in his bag. Like he put a Band of Outsiders button down in his tote and he didn't pay.
I don't think I would. I didn't steal, but I don't even think I saw anybody steal. It wasn't that kind of program back then.
Okay, what about like the partying social aspect of you and all your coworkers on the floor? That was the heyday wherever, maybe do a little
I
eat a
didn't have
little
that kind
pill,
of.
have a little
No, I
something,
didn't have that kind of.
smoke a little something on the lunch,
No, I didn't have that kind of relationships with my coworkers because back
get some
then,
head in the dressing room. Nothing.
no, back then the people that worked there were like career retail associates. They like
Yeah,
had
yeah, like real
families and like
heads.
they'd been there for 10 years and
Bitch, I
like
make 180 a
You
year
can make bread.
selling shoes to women.
yeah, people made a lot of money. I was like a youngin.
Men selling shoes to women at a department store, that could have been my life. I made a couple different decisions. I'd be gay and I would have 200 a year and I'd live in Atlanta and that would be just fine.
Like
you
I
know?
believe
The
that.
Kia would be clean and detailed every weekend.
I believe that.
Every time I walk into Bergdorf, there's 20 guys in there waiting to pounce. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you see women are women's shoe section at department stores are one of the most special. It's unbelievable what's going on in there.
It is.
The amount of money being made. It's the only department that's busy. It's the only one that's ever been. Except now, like like perfume and cologne is very busy, but really the shoes is where it goes down.
Yeah, Bergdorf's is the only real shoe salon we have left, to be honest. And it really breaks my heart because I'm a firm believer in like the shoe salon and that whole experience. And yeah, it's a dying art, it's a dying third space. And the men used to run that joint. They really did.
No, I'm joking. It's mostly straight guys. Honestly,
Yeah.
it is.
Who loves feet more than a straight guy, right?
That's a good point.
He'll do it for free.
How often are you paying retail? You don't mind paying retail, do you?
Christmas shoes?
For whatever.
Anything.
Yeah.
Because you're not afraid to cop. I see the Cartier. I see the diamonds. We
Listen,
see
it depends.
We see it. We see it.
I know you. Every once in a while.
Unless that's one of your engagement rings that you're collecting.
Yeah, you know that we do. I know we say I know you see it. We sing that all the time on this show. That's
Oh,
very
you
funny.
do?
We do that all the time. That's really funny that you just did
meanie, money, mo.
Is that Jock?
that.
Yeah. Every
Atlanta's
once in a
finest,
while.
bro.
Every once in a while. I don't all the time. It depends. If there's something that like came out that season that's like a must-have, like I definitely was part of the Chanel crew. I bought what I needed to buy.
You're part of the problem. What did we
Yeah,
get?
yeah.
Chanel, I bought what I needed to buy.
Yeah. But not all the time.
Like you killed 2 guys in Vietnam. Did what I had to do out there. Had to get the
Yeah.
blazer as well as the flat.
Amen.
What did you cop? What did we cop?
Just 2 pairs of shoes. 2 pairs of shoes.
No bag?
No bag. I think the bags look cheap.
Fair enough. All right, fair
I don't like
enough.
the bags. I don't like the bags.
Fair
But I
enough.
bought 2 pairs and it was chaotic. I'm sure y'all heard about it. It was definitely
You
a
were
mad
in
dash.
you were in Paris.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
If it's something like that where it's like you see it off the runway and you're like, when that hits stores, I'm buying. Yes. But most of the time, no, I'm a really big sales person, like sales rack girl. I've been in the game too long to really be paying things full price. Like I know how to finesse the game. So for me, it almost feels silly to buy things full price. I have to really love it and really be like abandoning my reason and be like, fuck it, I just want this thing.
You know what? I understand that, but sometimes there's something. I mean, it's very hard these days because everybody's an idiot. But walking into a store and being like, you know what? I like that shirt. I'm just gonna buy. The ease of that is
Yeah.
so powerful. Like I was talking to someone last night at dinner. She was like, I tried to go to the Miu Miu store to get a shirt I wanted, and there were 3 people in the store, and they made me wait outside. And this is like an adult woman that clearly is going to buy something. You know what I mean? This isn't like this is a woman who's got bread. She looks good. You know she's copping. And she was like, I was like stunned. And the girl was like, sorry, that's the rules. And it's like, but that's not logical.
Sorry, there's an old Chinese guy who's going to FaceTime his friend and he's going to buy
Yeah.
11 bags. So you're going to wait outside later.
I just don't. The idea of being able to walk into a store and buy what you want is so novel at this point that it's almost worth the money to me. Versus trying to figure out how to get it for less.
You like a transaction where finances are the only things being transacted,
Yeah.
not favors
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I get that. That's why I said sometimes I'll just be like, swipe it. I don't care. Like I just want to get it. But I don't do that. Like that's not my regular lifestyle.
Totally.
Like
No,
I'm
me
not.
neither. Me neither.
You know what I mean? I do still love a deal, and also because when it comes to like luxury and all this stuff, the quality is going down and the
Yeah.
prices are getting higher. And I also used to work in product development. Like I'm a designer before I'm a podcaster, so you can't fool me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's also what makes it hard to shop because it's like I kind of know too much. You know what I mean? Where you're like, damn, why is this have a hanging facing? Why is there like a baby hem on this? Like, what is it, Zara? But it'll be like Celine or something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to spend it, not because I don't like, even if I had it, even when I have it, it's hard to spend it because it's like I know y'all are getting over on me and I'm pissed.
And they get over like 99% of the people. It doesn't matter. They don't care that the stitching on this row shirt is
They don't know.
suboptimal. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know what that is.
They don't know. They don't care.
The only thing that you can do is just buy vintage when it was made to the standards
well.
of craftsmanship that you
Yeah. I
require.
will say the row does still have like great leather. Their quality of leather is still excellent. Like there are some people who are still kind of holding on to their standards, but for like Miu Miu to me is merch. I'm sorry. Like that feels like a merch
No,
brand.
it is. No,
You
I
know
mean
what I
for
mean?
sure.
It's like I'm not buying that. I'm not wearing a Henley that says Miu Miu on the left hand. Like no, I'm not doing that for 7.95, 12. No, sorry.
I look as my I love to wear. We went to an unnamed vintage store in the Dime Square region of Manhattan with Alex and I, and the woman working there was like very hot, very cool, so hungover and annoyed, like to the point where it was like really funny. And I was like, see, this is what it's all about. Like I want a mean, like stoned, hungover chick to not even look up from her phone. That is what I'd rather that than someone following me around with an iPad because they think I'm going to steal something. Both ways are bad, but one I prefer much more.
But what about friendly?
Friendly is tough because sometimes they want to talk. I don't want to go into a Buck. I don't when I go into a Buck Mason store. I don't want the guy to be like, "Which is your favorite Buck Mason store?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm just trying to see how much this T-shirt costs to compare it to how much mine costs. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah. I'm just
But
looking. I'm just looking. I'm just looking. I'm just looking.
there. I mean, as a person who worked retail, maybe my favorite job. I think there is a fine line to be like, cool and not all over you. But that to me is a classic sort of. That's a very men's like skate shop streetwear.
Yep.
Like Supreme went too far, but the middle ground definitely exists now in a way where you can say what's up and be cool and not be standoffish.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it'd be like, what are you doing in here? Are you going to actually buy something? Or are you just a looky-loo? And now it's like, what are you doing in here? Why are you inside of a brick and mortar store? What are you after? Like what's going, like, because it's so rare to have people just like walk into a store and look at stuff.
Try to go to a CVS and get paper towels. You can't do that. You can't get that. It's crazy.
It's like when people knock on your door when you're a kid and you just go and open the door, and now somebody knocks on your door and you're like, oh my God, what is it? What happened?
Yeah.
Like everyone is just afraid of entering
Where's
your
my
space.
gun, etc.
I know. It's an art. The retail thing is an art, and I miss retail so much. Like I don't like shopping online. It makes me sad. It doesn't feel like I want to know I don't know if I'm a 6 or a 4 or an 8 because I don't know how your brand is going to size it. Can I try it on somewhere? Damn, like I can't try it on anywhere. You're just guessing. And then if I do want to guess, I have to buy two and front that cost to have it shipped, and then I have to pay the shipping of the duties. And so I'm basically paying to try stuff on. This is crazy.
I like that flex. You got to pay the duties. She ain't getting that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't getting
I
her.
got to buy a extra small, a small, and a medium, and see what, because from garment to garment, it varies wildly,
like,
even in the same brand.
Open the stores, open the schools, open the stores.
I mean,
I want to just come try it on.
But from a business standpoint, I would be like, yeah, you can order 3 of the shirts and figure it out because I'm saving $18 million.
I know,
a week by not having brick and mortar.
Brick and mortar, I know, but it's just painful. Like,
I know.
And there's new brands I want to try all the time, and it's just Russian roulette. No idea what I'm gonna get.
I mean, I don't think that I've never sent anything back in my life. Like, I can't do it. Like, it either fits well enough to wear, or I'm gonna give it to somebody.
This is a male perspective. Wow.
No, we've had other people on the podcast say that as well. Just like, when's the last time you returned something? And people are like, I don't know, like 7 years. It doesn't fit. I just give it away, or sell it, exchange it, put it in the garbage, whatever.
Well, because they're buying Banana Republic. They're not spending how I'm spending. If you were spending what I was spending, you would need it back. And I'm not making hold on. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm balling out. I'm not balling out like that.
Look, Bananas had a great year. Don't come for them like that.
Okay, today I bought a Dries skirt, right?
Yeah.
The Colt 100 party is next week, and I wanted to have this fab skirt, so I bought this Dries Van Noten skirt. And I don't know. I think I know what size I am in Dries, but I don't know. Whatever. It's gonna be here in a couple days. This bitch is $1,000. If it doesn't fit, it's going back.
No, of course. I'm not stupid. I'm just saying that, like, there's a certain I think it's mostly for me with vintage. Like, if it's an XL and it comes and it doesn't fit me right, I'm going to give it to my homie who's a little smaller than me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to, it's a vintage t-shirt that whatever. It's not,
Okay. We're talking vintage.
I'm not going to, if I buy, I'm not going to, but I'm also not going to order like a $3,000 suit online and try. I'm never going to,
he knows that he's not going to take the 4 hours out of his day to sell it and ship it and print the label and get a box and walk it over.
I'm often just buying the biggest size they got. Is the reality. Is often like, it's sort of like, well, if this don't fit, nothing is. Yeah. So I'm not, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But wow,
but in theory you could take it to the Dries store in Soho and exchange it, or you're buying it from a third party.
I'm buying it from driesvannoten.com, and they won't take it at the store.
Wow.
Why
That's
didn't you just go to the
twisted.
store?
Because I'm
They're like,
busy.
you have to return this on Revolve.
I know.
You can't go to the store. You can't go to Soho on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Wow, must be nice.
No,
I'm
but
not
this is
that
actually
busy.
so funny because it just goes against exactly what I just said. I'm like, I'm gonna try it on, and then it's like, bitch, get up off the chair and go to the store. And I'm like, well, no, I'm just browsing online, perusing. So actually, that's so
Queen
contradictory.
of
Because that's
contradiction.
a
Queen.
great that's a great store. I really like that store. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and
I
now I'm
really like that
scared to
store.
even say that about that skirt. Take that out. See, people are gonna be like, this bitch is spending money.
No, that's you.
Yeah.
I was thinking about my Colt 100 outfit as well, so I know where you're coming from. Who
So
knows
if
what
you
I'm
see
gonna
me in
wear?
a fly skirt, just know that's
Who
that crazy
knows?
shit.
God, I guess I have to buy something.
I get scared about talking about spending money online because I'm not like allowed to. I feel like
Do you get scared about talking about which parties you get invited to? Because I didn't get invited to the Colt 100 this year.
Hey, you
No,
didn't
I
have
don't.
to.
I don't get
You
scared
didn't
about
have to
that.
interview Somber for the magazine either, Jason. So so you win some, you lose some. All right,
But I like what they're doing with Cole. I'm proud of her. I'm proud of what they got going on over
I
there.
love her. I think she's the coolest.
Yeah.
That's my. I love talking to her. I think she's so funny. I think it is. I
Does
think
this
it's
person have a name, you guys? Let's shout them out.
Sarah Harrelson, who's the founder and editor-in-chief of Cultured Mag.
she really figured out something for sure.
Yeah, she definitely figured out something. So yeah, I'm excited to go. But no, I'm not. I'm not scared to talk about parties. I am scared to talk about spending money. I get shook. I get a little like timid.
I don't think this audience would
Mhm.
judge you for spending that money.
Our podcast is for people who are okay with buying a nice thing with the money that they worked
Our
hard
podcast is also free, so they can't say shit about how we spend our money.
Okay,
When
true.
they're paying your ass, they got something to say.
Yeah, you're a little bit more beholden.
Well, okay, so that's why Taylor Swift will never be talking about how much money she's got because she was like, I just got to make it seem like I wear.
She's just a regular chick.
That's only if you're afraid of what people will say. Just stop being afraid and the problem goes away like that.
Damn.
But I think there's something about like this might be too deep for the few minutes we have left, but I feel like there's something about like one, I think it's women in general, but two, I definitely think it's Black women where I think they like expect you to be like broke forever. Like they don't want you to transcend any kind of like level.
Hold on. Why did your camera just zoom in when you said black woman? That feels like a trick. Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, that felt.
She has that feature on the Meta glasses.
That was dramatic.
It was. I don't know.
So I know what you mean. Like we want you to be our person that represents us. But then as soon as you level up and succeed to a point where you have sort of moved up to a new echelon, you've left us behind, even if you haven't done anything except work hard and succeed.
Exactly. So that's why I still get spooked even saying anything. And I remember like one time, and I did it one time, and I'll never make that mistake again because I remember I did this like event. And my fans were, I know the word fan is so like weird and kind of gross, but do we have a better word?
We call them customers.
But I don't like that word either.
No, some people call them listeners or viewers.
Listeners, patrons. I've talked about it with my audience before, where I've been like, you guys, what are we going to call this? Because fans feels like patronizing. It feels
Coincidentally.
kind of condescending. I don't really like that.
I don't know what I think listeners is, or in your case, I guess it's watchers.
I usually say audience, but whatever.
Audience is
I was
good.
talking to my audience at this live event, and they were like, "Oh, we want to know what you're wearing. We want to know what you're shopping. Like, tell us more about like your personal style, stuff like that." Because I'd never really made that a part of my content, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
"Nah, I'm okay. Like, I don't think that's like what I want you guys to focus on, and not even because I'm like splurging. It's just kind of like I feel like it's distracting." So anyway, one day I'm on TikTok. I love TikTok, but I can't be on there as much anymore. To the point I made earlier about how social media is not as much fun. But as an app, as a platform, I love TikTok. I love the culture of TikTok. I think it's so funny. It's like America's funniest home videos 24/7. So I love it. Anyway, so I was on TikTok and I was like, well, my audience said they wanted to know this about me. So like, yeah, I'll talk about this. I had bought this Loewe bag. It's Loewe Madrid bag. I've been like eyeing it for a while. I thought it was fab. It was overpriced. It's very overpriced. Actually, Loewe, I want to talk to you. I'll call you later.
I think their prices are just perfect. Go ahead.
But the bag is $6,000, right? Okay. And the only reason why I bought this is because the Steve Madden episode had gone so viral on every platform known to mankind that I had change. Just
Steve bought the bag.
Yeah, Steve bought the bag. Yeah, so I had changed.
It wasn't Birkin money, but we'll get the little, $6,000 Loewe. It's all good.
Thank you. It was kind of like, okay, this is like literally like a TikTok check just showed up in the PayPal account, and it was like, and I don't really check that, like that. Like, so I was like, oh, okay, cute. I'm gonna go buy myself this bag. And
okay, so you're saying I bought this bitch just clip money? That ain't even the Patreon money.
Yeah, like that was just like extra money. So then I buy it, and then people are dragging because I made a TikTok about it, and I was like, because I was complaining to Loewe, I'm like, you guys, this wasn't for what you're spending. This is what I mean by luxury going up, quality going down. I was like, for what you guys are spending on this, maybe this is me tweeting at a brand. Maybe this is it. But I made a video about it, and then people are dragging me for spending the money on the bag. So then I'm like, so this is why I'm not going to tell you guys anything, because do you see how the one time, and they don't know it's like clip money. They don't know it's like TikTok, change or whatever. So they think I'm like, oh, she's balling out of control. She's spending money like this. And she's I'm like, see, this is why. And so now we can't have anything nice. And I'm never going to tell you anything again about what I bought or like have a shop my, because I don't want you guys to know. And for some reason, I feel like I would get it worse than most.
Well, maybe one day come on over to the other side, go to settings on your Patreon page and click cancel account, and then come over onto this side where.
But that's the thing. It's never the Patreon people. It's always the audience that are out wide running their fucking mouths. It's never your core people, and that's why
that does make sense.
That's why I'm like, why am I out here in the fucking sewage talking to y'all? Like when I could just go talk to my computer.
We're in the sewage 3 times a week. Check us out at howlonggone.com is the website.
Sewage is all I know, girl.
Yeah, we get it out of the sewage. Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure.
This was so fun.
You're the best.
This was so fun. Thanks, you guys.
Cutting room floor available on Patreon only.
Only on Patreon.
I'll see you next week.
Factions only faction show. See you guys.
Bye.
How many girls from the club want to go? I know you see it. I know you see it.
I'm like any